Miramar, Florida, 2008. One playful kitten determined to be normal is anything but. A mutant forced to cope with a shocking burden. He's carrying the dead.
Just one of those things like, do we call Ripley's Believe It or Not? Do we call the news? What do we do?
This is Hex. From birth, owner Barbara Flores' amazement matched this brave kitten's will to live. Born to this normal mother, Hex was birthed as a solo litter, the first sign something was wrong. Cats typically have 2 to 6 kittens at a time, but with Hex, a litter meant to be 2 became 1. Imagine half your sibling protruding from your belly. A dangerous congenital mishap can stop a splitting embryo from fully separating, and one animal absorbs the other. A scary syndrome known as a parasitic twin.
With parasitic twins, you don't end up with what we would recognize as 2 full individuals that are simply attached. It's essentially one individual.
In some cases, you can actually have part of a heart or even part of a head inside the animal. It's called a parasite because it can't live on its own and it doesn't have a brain. Rather, it survives by living off of the independent twin.
Looking closely, Hex's torso reveals 2 genitalia, 2 legs, and shared abdominal tissue. With such twinning, it's do or die, as long as the dominant host can sustain vital systems like circulation and digestion. Host and parasite can survive. But for Hex, a shared lower intestine is a ticking time bomb.
He did have 2 colons, but the colon on the second part had no exit. It was no good. Like, he ate and nothing would be able to exit out of there.
Sadly, at 8 weeks, Hex's story ended in tragedy. A diagnostic procedure had lethal side effects, perforating his tangled intestine. For veterinarians, mutant care carries devastating risks. Still, for Barbara Flores, her brief time with this phenomenal feline was unforgettable.
I think animals teach us that we should be able to be more sympathetic and say, you know what, it doesn't bother me, why should it bother you?